And you look at Envy here, and this would be interesting. I don't really believe Crimzo for a second because, frankly, what are you going to do for heals here? You really got to leave the just Brigitte and your Lucio, but it'd be cool to see. Meanwhile, look at LNL next, Flash and the Hammond. We'll see which of these teams actually serious about putting into play.
Quad tank composition, possibly for Envy. Never mind, there we go. It's the triple. It's the GOATS Cup coming out for Envy. No hamsters today, except on the side for LNL. It's going to be next picking it up for them. And so we've got a different GOATS comp coming out for LNL.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. Just as power of Diva versus the power of Hammond here. And Envy, they feel way more protected as a result of defensive matrix. They immediately get Endlair out of the fight. And now, of course, things snowball real heavily when you're running these tanky compositions. The first pickoff, so incredibly important. Envy just dominating space at the point, and frankly, Hammond not able to do much in this here.
Yeah, it was just a great charge coming out from Shiny early, taking out a member of Envy, and then from there just snowballed way out of control where Shiny was able to swing free with that Reinhardt. That's why he's already at 86% towards that Earth Shatter. This is looking like that runaway match earlier from Contenders Korea. Now they're going to be holding up forward here. So they've got the Earth Shatter ready now, 95%. There we go, Shiny's got it.
Yeah, Shiny's just holding up. He's ready to drop the hammer. LNL might not even realize it. Goes in! Highly aggressive, gets his counterpart, smashes him against the wall, and that's going to be an easy 6-on-5 for Envy here. A little bit stunned the other way, but so far, LNL unable to control space, and this has been a consistent theme when teams have been running Hammond. And by the way, Envy, no respect to LNL right now.
I mean, Nex has been doing damage with that Wrecking Ball. He's already got the minefield up, but Envy just had the initiative. We're able to get the setup earlier. Bud's now. He's the next part of this combo. He needs to be able to get that Graviton in time, but he's at 73%. With LNL, they should be able to get the engage upon them now. Nex is going on in with the Wrecking Ball, goes for the E, is able to knock up the Reinhardt, but there's no damage. Ooh. There it is, the minefield connects, 2 members down.
I got news for you, I don't think the minefield even mattered that much. The Earth Shatter's just like, oh, we didn't need this after all. It's like, well, they would run into the mines, but everyone's on the ground. But the thought there was very good, is that you block off the retreat with the mines, and then anyone who wasn't shattered ends up falling. But the problem is, Decon just shattered everyone.
And one of the other issues was that Buds wasn't able to do enough damage. Shiny was receiving the brunt of the support coming out from MD, and that's why, of course, he built up that really early Earth Shatter. But Buds playing the Zarya, it's a lot more difficult in the Chaos to try and get it. But here we go, Graviton from Sugar Free.
Easy Graviton, easier cleanup, and Lair just hops on into it, says rally to me, while I beat everyone with my Rocket Flail. LNL has invested quite a bit ult-wise here to this, though, and now they might have to pay the piper. Envy is going to be coming in hot.
It's pretty ridiculous, the kind of things that have rockets on them in the Overwatch universe. Everything's got it. We got the Rocket Hammer, you got the Rocket Backpack for the Reinhardt now.
Rocket Cars.
Rocket Cars, yeah.
Finally, the future is now. Buds, though, holding on to the Graviton, looking for his opportunity. Certainly does want to put in that spot. Drops the Graviton, and even though the Earthshard came the other way, Envy was able to deal with it. The self-destruct connects, and that's nice coming in from Envy. They're going to be able to just push this in right to the point.
I like the idea behind LNL. They go in with that E that forces people into the sky and then go for the Earth Shatter, but it did not work out the combo for LNL that time. Now Team Envy will be able to swap it back in their favor. It's at 60% for them. They're about to catch up to LNL here, but they've got the Earth Shatter once again from Shiny.
This is going to be a much more realistic test to Hammond here. Next decides to open up with the minefield. So he's going in. Again, the goal is you stop people from retreating, then you dive on them. If they move, they hit the mines. But Envy just sidesteps. They don't care about the mines in the least. Now the barrier stops. Oh, what a shatter! They should have cared about the hammer. Decon drops it, but the barrier was still on. Mitigated a lot of the damage here. Crimson's about to get the Coalescence, and the dive from LNL, ineffective to a degree in the end. Both teams down a player, and Envy re-solidifies their position on the point. They drop the Coalescence, but Decon, another shatter, and now they're going to move in.
Oh, he goes for the charge, but he's stopped by Shiny there. Will ultimately fall now, not enough healing as Shiny comes up with 2. Envy will be able to hold on now as overtime ticks away. LNL needs to make a last-ditch effort to try and get here. Dogman doesn't have the fade, will fall, and Sugar Free gets zoned out. Envy will walk away with the first point here on Lijiang.
You know, this is where I think it's worth noting that Envy in particular has a lot of players that are veterans of MMOs. Certainly Buds and Tail have spent a lot of time immersed in Azeroth, and I just felt like watching a raid there. It's like, all right, they dropped all the things, everyone rotate the other way, and they just easily got out of the mines there, channeling wisdom from games past. Again, I think the idea from LNL was solid, but Envy's reaction to that was even better. They're just like, Yeah, we're not gonna walk in the mines.
No, Envy moves quick, and they've been using that Lucio, right? We got to see that first Earth Shatter coming out from Shiny. They set it up by Fire using that speed boost, getting right past Decod's shield, and he's able to connect everything with it. Also on the counter engages, right? When that Hammond comes into the back line, they're able to kite away with that sound barrier, or excuse me, the sound boost, and Fire has just been absolutely impeccable with this Lucio.
Well, early May play coming out here. It's a nice split as Falter gonna be there. Zarya has to bubble both, but it's pretty good. They keep everything alive, but Brigitte under pressure. Enlair just barely able to get out of it, gets healed up. Both tanks trading off blows here. Once again, it's split, and this time, Brigitte in trouble. Brigitte gonna fall, Enlair out of there, and that's a big component for LNL gone.
Buds does fall, though, so it's a 1-for-1 exchange as Shiny is trying his best to keep that shield up, but Decod shatters it with, of course, his hammer, and now they are chasing down members here. We have next coming in once again with the Hammond as the Coalescence is used, and Tailspin's able to take out Decod.
That just wasn't really close to landing anything there, but he does drop the vines all over the point. That's going to limit Envy's movement. Envy, though, they go, yeah, we're going to limit your movement a little bit more directly. Here's a Blizzard. Get out of that. And, oh, this is actually going to turn Hammond into a frozen chunk of ice. And he's just barely able to roll out, but this idea of May containing the Hammond actually isn't bad.
Yeah, this is great. I didn't know that interaction actually worked out. McGravy is able to clean up next, though, on that Hammond. And still, the point is being contested. Neither side actually maintaining control, but nice Earth Shatter out from Shiny. It's going to allow them to clean up Ajax.
Right now, Envy in firm control. They haven't flipped the point here just yet. The Graviton, they're a victim to it, but the follow-through just not there. Earth Shatter block. Shiny doesn't blink in the face of danger. Does get stunned here by Brigitte. Gets back up, swings the hammer. It is a cluster in here, but one where the Ice Wall freezes out Hammond again, forces him to roll away, and this has been a long time without either team getting control of the point, but Envy rolling their way to it, even without the team that's running ahead.
They're going to go ahead and back off. Will LNL as Envy have taken control of the point? Envy, though, want more. They push all the way towards the spawn. Not able to get Decod, but yeah, this is what I was expecting coming out early on last season when Brigitte was really activated, seeing fights that just would not end. And that's what happened there. You have so much sustain coming out the Moira with the Lucio.
Oh no, they're gonna walk into the Grav.
Oh.
They're trying to be sneaky. I don't think Buds cares. Budges is holding back here. They get the Ice Wall. They're looking for early pickups before they have to, and sets up Shiny, drops the Earth Shatter, and Buds goes, I'm gonna save this.
That's great. That buys Shiny, you know, much more time now to build up another Earth Shatter, as already Envy now 36% accrued onto the point. They are 60 away from taking away this map from LNL, and LNL are just struggling to try and stabilize with their ultimates. They're gonna have, of course, Sugar Free. He's got that Graviton Surge, but it's looking like he's not gonna be able to use it for this fight.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Envy's just been all over them positioning, and also is that if they invest the Graviton and Tailspin splits them, they're not gonna have the fall through they need. Like, the May is actually hurting them quite a bit, but they bait out the wall early. Now the wall's gonna be a cooldown. Actually, look, this is smart from Envy. Everyone's backing back up. They want to give time.
Oh.
Graviton in. They catch the other side, try to move in. Both teams trade out Gravitons. Diamond's gonna drop the Coalescence, but the Blizzard freezes everyone in the moment, gives the early kill on the Ajax, and I think that Shatter was probably better saved on the other side.
Now Tailspin taking some damage, has to fall back here as Sugar Free is there. Does he have the barrier? He might get frozen. He is. Tailspin takes him out, and Shiny comes in with a 3-man Earth Shatter, able to take out Enlair. Now he continues to swing, forcing back the members of LNL, and they are now fighting against it. They are down to 10% left. Envy about to take the first map.
Envy just needs a little bit more, and actually, this is gonna be real hard for LNL to touch a point. They have a May there. They're just gonna block it. Ajax, though, snuck to the other side. This is gonna be the biggest dropping to the beat of all. Oh, no, it's not! Doesn't even hit the ground. Can't drop the beat. LNL going, quick, quick, quick. We'd really like to touch a point here, but they're discombobulated, and Envy gonna get just about everything they need here. Dogman, emergency tracer to the back. Crimson might be down, but this is on a whim and a prayer right now for LNL.
Now, they are able to zone them out. There we go. Another Graviton Surge comes out, and this is actually LNL's fight now. They're swinging back, but super high charged as the Blizzard is used. Dogman on this Tracer, keeping it alive, finally falling to McGravy now.
Yeah, and Envy still has enough people here to keep this in fight. It's not a bad contest coming from LNL. It brings the question whether or not they need to dive as aggressive as they did, but there's a ground top from Buds going, let's end this right now. Hug your neighbor. Let us move in and get the cleanup. Decent fight back here from Enlair and Ajax, though. Able to keep everyone alive. They try and counter dive even harder. Enlair, though, goes a little bit too deep, ends up falling. LNL starting to bleed their last little bits here. And now Envy just a little bit more. They get it. They get map 1.
I think that may have been one of the scrappiest fights I've ever seen. First of all, it took long for the control point to even be taken, and then at the end there, LNL was really kicking and screaming going
To be
down.
clear, it may have been. Is that the words you decided to go for there? I'm just saying, because May was absolutely good there. I think Tailspin played that phenomenally well, continually split up LNL, and I don't think it was something they were expecting.
No, May's fantastic.
Yeah.
We got to see her, like, how she's able to control points, but especially able to control compositions that rely upon being grouped up together, and especially when the engine behind that kind of tank lineup is, of course, the Moira, splitting her off from the team, making sure that she can't get the biotic healing off onto the team because the wall is there. It is huge.
And not just a Moira, it takes advantage of the fact that Brigitte is like being up close and personal. They enjoy being in your face. You know what they don't enjoy? They don't enjoy a back to an ice wall where there's not enough support there. It's like, I really wish my shield was a little bit bigger to deal with this situation.
It's true. Today is never the day that I thought I'd see a May played this much and played so well to counter a new hero. But also, Ice Shiny on Reinhardt was just wow. Just wow.
And I think part of this is that it was the walls enabling it, right? Where the ice wall is messing with everyone's sense of the fight to begin with. I think what was happening here is that on the other end, Decon wasn't paying as much attention with the shields. It's more just, okay, where's everyone here to begin with? You're on one side of the ice wall, you're not looking. Suddenly the hammer comes down. I think the May was actually quite vital here to giving Shiny all these nice opportunities. And part of this, I think LNL just wasn't expecting this. Their coaches can prepare them for a lot. I don't know if they were prepared for the May.
Yeah, that's the thing. We saw it earlier on when Zachary was, of course, on the May on Eichenwald, that he was able to actually dictate where the Reinhardt shield was. Because of the threat of that freeze, you have to be constantly wary and then turning. If you don't, well, the shield's going to be gone. You get frozen. You're not able to hold it up. And then that's going to be a free shatter for Shiny. And that's what he was able to do time and again.
So is this going to be the year of the Meta?
You know, it might be. I approve getting on the pun train. You have to buy into it. You can't nervous laugh. You have to own it and be like, no, this is good.
This is good. I'm going to stick by Meta. I want to stick by it.
But I will say in regards to that is that I think that part of the May pick there was in response to any potential Hammond picks. And, I mean, you're not rolling very fast when you're frozen. So that was also a sort of natural, nice response coming in as well.
Yeah, engine just, like, stall out.
Exactly. So. It's interesting to see how the new heroes can shift counter picks. And May is not something that I was expecting to see come up often, but I'm excited to see her being picked more and more if that's going to be the new counter to Hammond.
Yeah, but well, right now Hammond's sitting at a meaty 0% win rate in our sample size today. So please, guys, if you have good Hammond strategies, if you want to make them work with some crazy stuff, do it soon.
Bring it out.
Don't make him a meme.
We'd like to see him. I am a little bit disappointed that Hammond doesn't demech into baby Hammond and have a little, like, hamster blaster running around.
Be like Odd Job running around.
We just gnawed your ankles.
That's what his ult is. He just, like, bites at your ankles and takes you down.
It's even more insulting than when D.Va kills you with the baby blaster, because that thing at least does good damage.
Yeah.
You die to a hamster gnawing at your ankles, you got issues.
You weak. But we unfortunately will not be seeing hamster gnawing on King's Row. But what will we?
Don't know that.
That's, you know what? You're right. I take it back. I do not know that.
You got that big Mondada statue you can set up with, you know, with a grappling hook. It could be really good.
Oh, look, never forget day 0 when people are on PTR. Jesus had the biggest back cap of his life on the Hammond, where it was pasted everywhere on social media. It was great. And people were like, oh, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
But Hammond, in that case, unlike today, was winning the game.
That's true. So maybe we will see some crazy clutch Hammond plays as he swings into victory.
I want to believe. My brain says, no, you're crazy. But my heart wants to believe.
My heart also wants Symmetra.
Yeah, I mean... Yes.
This one wouldn't be too bad, actually. Already we're seeing that teams aren't opting for Orisa. We've been on King's Row, we've been on Rialto, and we haven't seen an Orisa yet, even on Volskaya. So the teams are opting out of that, going for either, you know, a Reinhardt or for that Winston. And without Orisa there, that means that teams aren't going to be holding on the high ground as often as they used to on King's Row Point A. That allows us Symmetra to actually even go for that the teleporter onto the high ground uncontested.
Or maybe a new and improved car wash if we see a new Symmetra.
You know, we keep saying this, but right now I'm just convinced it's more myth than reality. I mean, at least on the competitive level. If you decide to go to ladder and play, absolutely someone on one team is going to lock in Symmetra because that's a new hotness, at least there. But in terms of competitive play, I don't know if either team really wants to pull the trigger on Symmetra. There's a lot of mixed thoughts on comp right now.
Well, speaking of the trigger, I'm also hoping to see the new McCree coming out with the new damage drop-off, but that's just me. I'm biased towards McCree. Let's have a quick prediction before we head in.
Going in right now, Envy's been looking more solid, but LNL, Sugar-Free Kick Split A-Time. Slight edge to Envy on this, like 55-45, but very close.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to give it over to to Envy at this point. They are looking much better as a unit. Shiny really activated now, and they do have the counter picks up against things like the triple tank Goats meta. It looks like they have been practicing using that Mei, and having that extra tool in your tool bag is going to be very useful moving on to King's Row.
Well, you heard our predictions. Envy is up 1-0. Let's find out who's going to take this map.
Move in the King's Row, and of course, both teams full of filthy liars. Aside from LNL, where I think they actually will be running decod on this Hammond. This is looking, right now, if he's going to be rolling back to spawn, his time has got to be soon. But well, I worry about this because who's actually going to stop Envy from walking onto the point?
It's going to be decod and Sugar Free. This is what I'm talking about. So the Hammond along with the Wrecking Ball along with the Doomfist. This is, of course, just that Bash Brothers combination that can really just shut down the pushes. Now, Team Envy, they are going to go for Tailspin once again on that Mei, though, here on the offense.
This is so meaty from Envy. It's going to require LNL to burst someone down immediately. It's very all or nothing, very risky. Sugar Free immediately getting bursted. He's out of there. And now, that was a big part of your burst combo. Envy shrugs it off. Crimzo was under fire a little bit, gets back up, and they're like, hello, we've gotten to your point. What are you going to do now? And LNL's just like, we're going to get frozen. We're not going to contest you at the point. We're going to have Hammond go in and one last gasp, and Dogman gets bursted. Bud's having so much fun in the backline here. Yeah, I mean, that was not great for LNL.
Hey, that was just perfect timing coming out from Envy. As Sugar Free goes in for that seismic slam, Fire actually just boops him into the sky. So he's just left there on that really predictable trajectory, and they're able to burst him down. Surprising that they're not making any swap offs, but decod was able to get some good damage off. So as, of course, Team Envy are going to be playing on the payload here, he's going to be able to set up the minefield. And we'll see if Envy are going to be just as good as they were on Li Zhang of trying to avoid it with those speed boosts.
You know, I've played way too many games of Tailspin over the years, and I just always say that. It's just like, yeah, freeze him. Like, he's actually just chuckling at how this is going down because it is that simple right now where he's like, oh, they're gonna keep running the Hammond, I guess I'll keep running the Mei. See what happens here. Decon moving on in, minefield up, slams away on it. It's not a bad engagement. Sugar Free's immediately bursted. They got rid of Tailspin early though, so can't freeze that, and it's a better engagement from LNL here so far.
They did have to commit a lot of ultimates into that, though. It was the minefield along with the self-destruct and that EMP. The EMP setup, it wasn't able to get the Reinhardt, though. If they were, that would have been more. They probably didn't need to invest as much now. But LNL were able to stabilize here on the defense, and they're going to be able to take advantage of just the terrain of this map. They've got the Mega Health Packs hacked, and Layer's already in the back line. He's got the Sombra at 42% as the engage comes out. Sound barrier is used.
Yeah, the barrier just kind of ruined LNL's parade there. Bud's able to heal himself up. They're freezing it out. And Tail ice blocking here, where you have heroes that can deal with the burst. May can ice block, Buds can take a breather. Tail might be down. Envy, though, getting the better of this fight overall because they just have so many heroes that don't care about burst damage, and that's all LNL is about right now.
Yeah, decod tries to get himself into the back line, got some shield there. It's just a delay, but wow, he's able to get in, burst down decod, or excuse me, Crimzo, and get out.
Did it matter, though? He walks on out, and Envy's just like, I'm still pushing the cart. Whatever. It does show the burst potential of Hammond, though.
I am ready to
now, the Pharah is coming out from Sugar Free. He wasn't able to do much with that Doomfist. Every time he goes in, either Fire dislodges him or Buds connects with a hook. And so this is a good compositional change. EMP comes out. That's going to be free damage coming on down. Next connects with a self-destruct. That too gone.
Yeah, the self-destruct, that just came over the top, and that was the cherry for the EMP, but LNL, they just invested everything into that. The only upside is that it's not like Envy is super rich in this either, and by the way, Tailspin, who was on the Mei that dealt to Hammond, now going over to the Brigida, so still some stun power.
Now we're getting some bang bang coming out as Buds swaps over to that McCree. And yeah, with the Tailspin going over to the Brigida, that's going to try and help them control decod, but it's going to be very difficult, like, try and stop his momentum with the shield bash, with the whiplash. But Endlayer now, with a great hack onto the Diva, McGravy is getting bursted down, but they're able to cut away from that. They're stuck here in the corner, though. They've got to be careful, as Sugar Free is just getting free damage off.
Well, the issue that they're going to have here with decod is that he's vulnerable to not one, but two stuns here. The Brigida on one hand, McCree on the other. McCree does a lot of damage to a Hammond, so early pressure there. Sugar Free almost picked off. McCree a double value right now. Way less fall off than he's used to have, which means that Buds can channel some of his inner Widow there. A little bit of disruption coming in from Decon. Rolls in, rolls on out. Shield pressure in. Shiny Shield about to break. He's gonna drop a shatter. He's gonna have to do it soon. But here comes Decon back the other way. Minefield up, stunned and eliminated. That's exactly what Envy was looking for.
Oh, he wasn't even able to get the minefield off. He used it, but he was stuck in that animation, did not get it out. And so the Transcendence is gonna be used by LNL to try to get back into this fight, but they've lost their damage dealer, and Endlayer might be able to get the EMP up in time, but here we go. Self-destruct comes out, as Shiny's just gonna be able to back away and shield that on up.
Yeah, nothing too scary there. Ooh, when you really want a hamster out of it, you drop the hammer and you drop the ball. And that works out pretty well. Here comes Sugar Free, last-ditch effort, gets stunned out of the barrage and taken down. And I think Sugar Free's probably gonna swap. I don't think he's gonna be fair on last, so he was just looking for anything towards the end.
Yeah, you go back to something like Hanzo, maybe next swaps over to the Zarya, really enable Decod a little bit more, because we're seeing now, yeah, the stuns are just so reliable coming out from Envy. Decod gets in there, and then all of a sudden, you have your flashbang in the face, along with, of course, the shield bash. And so now we are seeing the swap-offs. Sugar Free, instead, he was hovering over, I think, Hanzo for a moment, but he's going over to Doomfist now, as Nex and Decod go over to the Ryan and Zarya themselves. So, this is interesting.
I don't think you want to run Doomfist in the double stun. Now, this is poking the bear, and the bear's hungry, and the bear's protecting some cubs. Not usually the greatest idea. The nano boost on Decod, it's worth it to get rid of Shiny. They're able to heal him up, and Envy backing up a little bit. They're down to Ryan, they're down to McGrady, so now it's just really, we're down tanks, but I'm not convinced about the Doomfist here.
Yeah, he has gotten 54% towards that Meteor Strike, but he hasn't had the impact that you expect a lot of the Doomfist to immediately have, right? Getting that one shot off onto people. Now, just playing the corner here are LNL as they're trying to stabilize with this defense, trying to get the ultimate economy up and going. Dogman shuts down Buds, though. And this is what we're looking for.
Immediately reverse that at me going, yes, we've lost McCree. It is time to back up just a little bit more. And Dogman, bloodthirsty, looking for one more, gets it. Tailspin, unable to turn off the other way. Big staggers coming out from Dogman. Just bought LNL a minute on his own.
And now we're seeing actually more swap-offs coming out from Envy as Fire goes over to the Mercy now. So they want these reses in case someone gets picked, in case their McCree gets picked. They are playing pretty safely behind it. Earth Shatter is used, but it's blocked by the personal barrier.
Yeah, they still get enough of it, though. It leads to Eyeshine immediately falling. Now, Fire went for the res. It's like, we're still here. We're still shooting you. I'm not sure what you expect to happen here, as LNL feeling real comfortable right now. Gonna have a grab up for the next fight.
Now, Lair still in the back line with the Sombra, is about to build up that EMP. So this is going to allow LNL to try and win out a fight with just one ultimate. Maybe they go for the nano boost also onto Decod so he can build up that Earth Shatter earlier. I mean, we got to see in Contenders Korea Runaway, they were able to continually put the nano boost onto Bumper and get those up for him.
Sugar Free almost got bursted down quickly, but he's going to have a nice opening here, especially because the EMP. Graviton up, so many win conditions here. Early EMP comes up. Envy trying to back out. They punish Sugar Free immediately. The Doomfist still under control. And Envy, with 5 players, if they can heal the Gravy up, they can actually turn this back. They start doing just that. Here comes Self-Destruct, right down Broad Street, looking for anything.
Whoa.
Forces them back. And now, Envy with a good opportunity here. Transcend up, and it doesn't hit Shiny in time.
Nex, just able to barely get out of range of it, survives with about 23 HP. That is crucial, as he has so much energy right now on that Zarya and is able to burn through so many members. But yeah, there we go. They were able to stabilize off of that off the EMP and not have to commit too much into it. Envy now are down to 20 seconds, and they've committed so much time, so many resources into Buds on this McCree, and it has not come up with anything for them.
It's been a quiet day for McCree. The time has been nowhere close to high noon, but Envy, they get one more attempt at this. 10 seconds left. LNL, easy win conditions here. Sugar Free, stun. Attention, drops on into the grab. But while this is going on, Envy able to stay alive for a good amount of it, but now LNL taking their toll. They move on over. The grab has done its work, and next, 100 energy, microwaves down the rest. A turnabout here for LNL to be sure. They hold on last, and in fact, the payload didn't even get that far.
That was a great defense, making those early swap-offs so that once we moved on to the third phase, they'd be able to stabilize. They had their Earth Shatter along with the along with the Zarya Graviton Surges and the Nano Boosts that really enabled Decod on that Reinhardt to be able to keep up and pace with the rest of LNL after he uses his Shatters. we're seeing that a lot of teams now are really starting to fall back more onto that Ana. She does help you stabilize. The rate at which she builds her ultimate, and of course the solo healing potential that she has is so massive. And we're seeing, you know, on patch 1.24, which Korean playoffs were on, they were running that Ana. Now here, as we move on to 1.26, we're seeing a lot of teams rely upon it too. Ana definitely coming back into style, and I love seeing that.
All right, and I mean, Ana, I think, is one of those heroes where there are key situations where she get good. I also like the idea where, you know, I've seen teams at time even mess around with the idea of high arc bionade spams where you just get that early setup because you've read a team so well, you know where the defense is going to be. You know, Ana has her uses, even if she hasn't been very all-purpose. But then again, I think Overwatch's game in general is trying to transition to an idea of, you know, not every hero should be all-purpose. You should have more flex picks, and, you know, it's been a slow process, but I think we're getting there.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about those set nades, and they're primarily here on King's Row, where I learned like 3 or 4. I've forgotten them since because I haven't played her in almost a year now, since the advent of, you know, New Mercy. But it's great seeing her back, but it looks like we're going to have both the Queens of Supports coming out. Dino, which we didn't mention, actually got subbed in for Ajax at the beginning of this map. He's going to be on the Ana, Dogman picking up the Mercy for his team. So I feel like, it's kind of a shame that Dogman isn't on the Zenyatta right now.
We'll see how this works out. I mean, again, okay, they decide, nope, they don't want to ham it. They decide to show through the window, but they're going to go way more traditional here. But the one difference is that teams very much valuing the Sombra with their recent buffs. But Sugar Free pretty darn good again at the beginning. Already looking for an opening, forcing out the Sombra back the other way. Just being a pest as the rest of LNL positions around.
And we've seen teams do this, right? Of course, Sugar Free able to really open up a lot of the gates, but no! The bouncer's at the door and they're making sure he can't escape. Sugar Free goes down. Well
protected there by Envy too. They not only dive in, but they block the door. They don't let anyone punch for that. Oh, Shiny, where you going? Shiny went way too far deep there. Bit of a misplay there from Envy because I don't think Fire can safely get in and res that. Might still go for it, but no, doesn't. Winston gonna be back in spawn for Envy. They're with the clear man disadvantage here as LNL, they're gonna take advantage of this. They're gonna start walking onto the point.
McGravy doing a really good job of trying to focus down Dogman, and I do like that because generally a lot of people didn't try to go for the Ana and Mercy because it's so difficult for the Ana to reliably heal her. But here we go, Barrage! Tailspin from above is able to get the D-Mech. No, gets the kill onto Dino.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy 2K there for Tailspin. He knew the defensive matrix is down, adds on another just for good measure. And Tailspin just being calm on the far right now, not under pressure, laying in good, solid damage.
Now, LNL, though, they have built up a really good bank, so they can go for the Nano Blade, but I think Sugar Free can just go with his dry and actually rely upon DK to follow him up with the Nano Boost onto him. I would actually like to see that instead, but they're going to go for the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade coming in, Sugar Free immediately to backline, deletes Crimzo. They drop an EMP just to be sure, and things have never been easier for Sugar Free. That sort of setup usually doesn't even need Nano, certainly doesn't need the EMP, but man, does it make things easy, as LNL should be able to go on through here and finally get some momentum on point A.
Sugar Free are problem free because he was able to actually juke out everything. As LNL finally able to basically, you know, use their MO here on point A of King's Row. Just rely upon Sugar Free with the Blade, but this time backing it up with the Nano. And so now already at 46% towards another one, already in front of Dino on the Ana. And so they're going to be a little bit disjointed, but I think Sugar Free should be able to buy enough time for Dino to get it up, and they're going to be able to rinse and repeat with that play.
The problem that LNL is going to have here is that at least one of these is just going to be a burn push, where I don't really think they have much in the way of momentum going in here. They're going to have to go through the EMP, but that's fine. I mean, you go in, you drop the EMP, maybe something else. You're okay with this. Bud's going to drop it behind them, drops the EMP. Oh, doesn't matter. Bud says go in, and Next says, nah, get out. Envy punished for that there, but they still have some people in the fight, still delaying a little bit, but due to respawns, they want to get out of here and regroup just a bit.
It was a 5v5 until those last 2 picks came on in, so there we go. LNL able to clean that up, but yeah, it looks like Bud just kind of like baited his team, and I've got the EMP, it's okay, let's go. Oh, there's a self-destruct covering this entire battlefield.
Yeah, you know, they say when a nuclear weapon goes off, there's two effects. You have the fireball and you have the EMP. You know, they kind of split those. One way, it's like, we got the EMP, and it's like, our electronics don't work. The other side is like, oh, we're actually just incinerated by this diva.
I learned from, like, from Brood War, EMPs and nukes, pretty darn good. But now it's the Nano Blade on deck once again for LNL, and there it goes.
Oh, going in, anti-air Dragon Blade. Oh, doesn't quite stick. Now going, I wish I had a dash. Gets fire though, finds Tailspin so easy with that Nano Boost. Sugar Free just in the right position, gets the pickoffs necessary. It's gonna be point B going to LNL. And remember, Envy doesn't have that much room to give here.
No, not at all. 55.12 meters, and LNL, they've got 4 minutes to do it, ZP. They are on the verge of tying this up 1-1. We'll see. We have some swap-offs coming out. Tailspin just done with that Genji. Wants to be able to control him. Also, more counters coming out as Crimzo goes over to that Moira. So they're going to try and track him and make sure that he's not getting in for free. But it's Enlair now with the EMP lurking up top.
Yeah, Enlair is just finding his time going, I'm just going to drop in EMP. We're going to make this real nice and easy. Goes in. Perfect EMP. Hits everyone. But you take a look for Envy. Envy still is able to sustain. It wasn't quite as good of a dive from LNL. They kept their foot off the gas just a little bit more. And now it's more even than they'd care to. But Bud's died. He doesn't have the EMP up here. He's going to have to walk out back. Next, throws in the self-destruct on the top. Zones Envy back a bit, turning to a bit more of a brawl. And now Bud's probably going to have to come on in and immediately invest this EMP.
Now they were able to take out Sugar Free. It was Tailspin, of course, on that Brigitte. As next now dropping low on the mech, about to get D-Mech, but he's got the heals there. Decon with the Primal Rage takes out McGravy, slowly burning away as Shiny will get a nice environmental kill onto Dino. Hoping to stabilize.
Bud almost falls the EMP in tow, but it turns out his patience might be rewarded. Envy doesn't need the EMP to fight it back, but man, was that close. And the scary part for Envy is like, oh, we want to take a breath. Guess what? 2 minutes, 45 seconds to deal with this, and you got to deal with the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade on deck once again. We'll see how well Buds can try to shut down at least the dash resets of Sugar Free. He needs to get a perfect EMP here up against LNL, but here it comes.
They're immediately diving in. The time might already be gone. The EMP does come in, but not before Tailspin just gets removed from the map. Space being made here by LNL, and Envy on a firm retreat, but Fire goes, nope, I'm coming back in. Punishes Sugar Free. EMP out from LNL. Here's the self-destruct. Envy, full retreat, but now they have to get back to the payload. It might not be in time. LNL, firm dominance on the point right now. Envy scurrying back on over. They lose Buds. 3 on the point versus a good 5. And LNL just needs a little bit more. Tailspin late rally, but Envy is bleeding right now.
Transcendence is used. That keeps everyone topped off as Shiny has fallen. Now Tailspin with the rally is trying the best to try and zone them out as Crimzo takes out Enlair. And so they're slowly starting to stabilize, but no, Decon gets the better of the Reinhardt. And with that, the Earth Shatter comes out now, and he's able to swing freely as Decon goes down.
You gotta get back on in. Barely gets back over to the point. Decon, though, he's had enough. Swings the hammer one way to another. That's enough green, and that's gonna even up the series 1-1 after King's Row.
LNL saw that first game and they went, no, we got this. I'm proud of them. They're fighting hard. Those hot dogs are a kickin'. Do hot dogs kick?
You know what? In this case, they have toothpaste
They've
on.
got
Why
legs.
not? It gives them super.
Hot dogs have legs?
Hot doggos.
Hot doggos have legs, yeah. And those legs are a kickin'.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you take a look at how this went down. I think LNL, this idea of like playing to what you're good at, right? Well, I don't think the Hammond was super great from the King's Row, but they got away from that. They went to more traditional compositions. They also went to something that allowed them to power Sugar Free. And weirdly enough, where I don't think it was like super effective for Fusion University, I thought the Ana here with LNL and Sugar Free was really, really good. I mean, maybe parts of how Envy was positioning, but Sugar Free, every nano boost just made things so simple for him.
It was the swap off coming out, especially on the offense, where Team Envy went for Buds on the McCree. It really did not create any space for them at all. They didn't have any initiative to try and get into the back line because they were running the Ryan Zarya. And so, yeah, the Ana came up huge for them here. And even here on point A, when they were trying to run the Pharaoh, when they were trying to run the Sombra, there just was not enough to really deal with Sugar Free. And this is just the MO of LNL on King's Row. They're able to just set up Sugar Free to open up point A, and then from there, snowballing through. I didn't think it was going to have this kind of efficacy throughout the rest of the map, but it continued on.
Yeah, that Nano Blade really struck fear into the hearts of everybody over on Envy, but I feel like this is a theme that we're going to be seeing a lot as we go into playoffs. You're going to poke around in the new meta, figure out what the new heroes are like, realize that if you're not really slaying with the hamster, go back to what you're used to, and then we'll see the old teams that we've been watching grow all season.
Yeah, I mean, you always get this in a post-patch environment where teams, at times, they'll outthink themselves, be like, yeah, maybe I can make this work. It's like, no, actually, maybe I can't. And then it's kind of one of those things where, you know, a more traditional form of the when in doubt code. So it's like, well, when in doubt, run what we've actually done the last few months instead of being like, new patch, let's go. It's like,
right.
Go to what you're good at.
Like DCOD on the Reinhardt, that go with what you're good at. You should do what you know and do what you love.
This was great. He didn't have to worry about Shiny at all because he was running back from spawn, so it was a free Earth Shatter there. And Shiny just missed the target a little bit, and so, yeah, it did leave us a little scared there. Like, get back onto the point. He did, but he was immediately greeted with a hammer to the face, DCOD. And it was great because of where that fight took place. That meant that, you know, the support line for LNL, Dino and Dogman didn't have to worry at all. They were able to play safely in the back, and that's what Dogman likes to play as. When he's a Zenyatta, he gets to be able to frag freely without the worry of anybody pressuring him at all.
Right, well, we are all tied up here. We are 1-1, Envy up against LNL. When we come back from a quick break, we will see, will we go to a map 5? Is one team going to take it all? Stick around to find out.